Hey everybody, this is Spider here at the Podcast. I'm here with Jacob Landin. Jacob, how are you, man?
Good, man. Just finished up a workout here with the mad scientist John O'Rourke at Ohana Academy.
No,
Feeling
yes,
good.
sir. Man, I just witnessed this. You said you're coming off a training session and now you did a little bit of conditioning.
Yeah, for this fight, we're priority one is just being in the best shape, of my life. So I just hit staff training, no gi, rolling with all our black belts. That's a very technical, very hard roll session. Quick 30-minute break, hydrate up, meet up here from Ohana Stone Oak, head up here to Ohana Alamo, hit my strength conditioning. The stacking of the workouts, everything is like 3-4 day, and I think that's really pushing the cardio to the next level.
No, yes, sir. Not, so everybody knows you are a professional mixed martial
Yeah.
artist, and once again, you are stepping inside the cage for Bellator MMA.
Mhm.
Now, going into this bout, man, when is it taking place and where?
November 8th, Bellator 233. It's going to be at the Windstar World Casino in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Big event's going to be live on the Zone, Bellator.com, Paramount Network. So yeah, November 8th. We're about 2.5 weeks out right now.
No, yes, sir. Now, is this the first time going fighting in Oklahoma?
No, I actually was on Bellator 224 at the same place at the Windstar Casino. I fought AJ Agazar. Tough fight. Didn't get the win. I think I showed a lot of decent stuff. It was my first fight back. I don't know if you know, the last 2 years I've been boxing professionally. January I was on the Keith Thurman versus Jose Cito Lopez card in Brooklyn, New York at the Barclays Center. Being a jiu-jitsu instructor, I felt like it was real important that I get back to an MMA base. And really, at Ohana, our fight team is predominantly MMA fighters, and I felt like I needed to push the MMA to make the team better and be a good training partner for those guys. We have a lot of high-level, fighters. Alex Hernandez in the UFC, Ray Rodriguez just came off the Contender Series fighting Combate, Justin Governal fighting for Combate, Colton Herrera fighting for Combate. A lot of guys fighting for Fury FC, one of the biggest, probably the biggest promotion, down in the South, the West region. So I felt, putting all my efforts into MMA was going to bring the team up. And it just so happened that Bellator came calling right around that same time. So this is now my second fight in a row with Bellator.
No, yes, sir. Now, you had mentioned all these names, man. I mean, there's a lot of tough guys in the roster. I mean, just
Yeah.
with Ohana alone. There are 4 locations plus you guys out there on the south side.
Yeah.
This is for the Ultimate Submission Academy.
Correct, yeah.
Now, on top of training, on top of teaching, well, on top of conditioning, you also teach.
Correct. Yeah, every single evening, man, you can find me teaching kids at 5 o'clock. You can teach me teaching adults at gi and no gi at 6 o'clock. Running an MMA class after. And then usually from there, I'm there about 5 to 8 o'clock. And from there, I usually hit, my bag work. I'll work with our boxing coach, Mitman Joe, world-class boxing coach and cut man and rap man. And then go home, quick dinner, and then I'm off to Gold's, man. You can find me at Gold's Gym pretty much Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. swimming laps in the pool all the way till they kick me out. So I'm there every single night. So
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Now, you were saying, I mean, you did mention conditioning. So is that part of it? I mean, just getting your conditioning to a peak to where you won't run out of gas, basically?
Definitely. I mean, the last fight, I felt like I was in great shape. And I feel right now, 2.5 weeks out, I'm 10 times in better shape than I was there. Being, 33 years old now, the guy I'm fighting is 19. I know he's going to have gas, so it's on me. My coaches have always done their part, getting the technique into me, getting the drills, giving me the sparring partners, but the conditioning, I think, really lands on my shoulders. A lot of the guys, the high-level guys, they preach, this just coming to class, coming to training, even if it's 4 or 5 sessions a day, that's still not enough. The stuff that you do on your own, the swimming, the running, the bike riding, the sprints, the conditioning, the setting up the one-on-one practices with individual coaches, I mean, that lands on you. And I think that's what's going to break me through to that next level. It's going to get me this multi-fight deal with Bellator.
No, for sure, man. You had mentioned earlier your opponent is 19 years old, and he's actually the son of Chris Brennan.
Yeah.
These guys, they're located up in North Texas and Dallas. What do you know about your opponent?
I mean, I've been a fan of Chris Brennan a long time. I've been following mixed martial arts my whole life. Me being a jiu-jitsu guy, I always respected someone who could have that many wins and by submission. But I can't really tailor make a game plan or a thought process or how I'm feeling, based on an opponent. I think getting in the best shape of my life is going to get me ready to face anyone in the world. This fighting someone of this high caliber of jiu-jitsu pedigree, I think is exactly what I need to show, Bellator matchmakers that, I'm ready to, fight anyone in the world.
No, for sure, man. I mean, you mentioned earlier, man. I mean, as far as your conditioning, John, he just put you through a ringer, man. I mean, this
Yeah,
guy,
man.
no love, man. I
Yeah.
actually kind of think he likes doing this stuff, man.
Man, I tell you what, dude, that guy does not get enough credit. John O'Rourke, man. Whether it's a smoker, at a local gym, whether he's flying to Canada or New York for a UFC fight or coming with me to a Bellator fight, that guy gives his fighters 100%. And he just canceled something to be up here with me today, and he puts the fighters first. And man, he has such a servant heart, and I really honestly think he's one of the main reasons that Ohana has the success that it's had. And yeah, I think he enjoys the misery on my face, man. And I think he takes pride in making me hurt. And I think maybe it's exactly what I need. He knows that, and I'm just accepting it,
Oh, yes, sir.
accepting the suck, accepting the defeats that he hands me, and just getting back up and getting more.
No, for sure, man. I mean, earlier, man. I mean, it was like what did you guys do? Like a 30, 45 minute workout?
Yeah, about 40 minutes straight, a minute break in between, from everything from resistance bands to focus mitts to Muay Thai pads to carrying his limp body up and down
Yes, sir.
up and down the mat, push-ups, sprawls. I mean, this is coming off of an hour and a half session with all my black belts, rolling nogi session up at Ohana Stone Oak. So yeah, it's tough, man, and it's something that I've never, I think, embraced before. I kind of always relied on, oh, I'm a decent fighter, I'm a good fighter, and at the highest level, I think that alone isn't enough. So I think he showed me the light in that, and I'm just embracing it.
No, yes, sir. I'm surprised he didn't ask you to carry him to his car, man. I
Dude, I
mean,
thought he was, man. Telling you, I was carrying him up and down this mat, and he was not making it easy. He was limp as could be.
I saw that good resistance, man. It made me hurt, but I
He's
mean,
not
like,
a skinny guy, man. He's thick. He's a thick guy, man.
no, no, yes, sir. Now, this fight you mentioned, man. I mean, you're going to be fighting November 8th, and also you have a training partner, and Ray Rodriguez that's fighting November 8th, also, man.
Yeah, man, that's my boy, man. Like, Ray was one of the main ones to reach out to me when my last gym closed, and really was like, dude, we need to get you over here. He was opening Ultimate Submission Academy at the time, and it's an affiliate of Ohana Academy. So though me and him both, he teaches mornings, afternoons, and some evenings, and I teach most of the kids and adults in the evenings also. At Ultimate Submission Academy, me and him are on the Ohana fight team, through and through. We are Ohana fighters. So he was a big part in like bringing me over. And I've been very vocal about it that his push and his contacts are probably what got me into Bellator and got me to where I'm at now. And I see that guy every day, and this is a guy that never rests, man. Like even when I'm like, man, rest day, I look at him, he's like 6 a.m. like first workout done. I'm like, well, shit, no more rest days. Let me get up and go ride my bike. Let me go do some sprints. So working with someone with that kind of work ethic, man, is really, I mean, to be inspired by someone who's supposed to be a peer is something that maybe some teams don't have. Like that guy really inspires me to push, as hard as I can, and not only to be a good fighter myself, but I want to be the best training partner he can. Whether I make it, whether he makes it, the team rises. So man, that guy right there, we're fighting on the same night. We're in camp together, just in different states. He's fighting in Combate Americas here at the Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio, and I'll be up at the Windstar Casino in Oklahoma same night, throwing down. And I really look forward to bringing this W back, to the team, celebrating with them.
No, yes, sir. Now you mentioned, I mean, he's lucky he gets to fight locally, so he just
Yeah.
wakes up and goes to fight, man.
Yeah.
When are you guys heading out to Oklahoma?
We'll probably be heading out the Wednesday before the fight. Get there about 2 days before weigh-ins. I know Thursday we have some media stuff we got to do, some poster signings, some pictures to take and whatnot. Probably want to get out there a little early, make sure the weight's good. This is my first fight back at 145 since my amateur career. My last 2 or 3 fights were at 145. Then I went back up to 155 as I turned pro. So I want to get out there, make sure everything's nice and comfortable, make sure the weight cut's right on point. We're probably ahead of schedule of the weight cut. So I like to get out there and just kind of ease into those last couple pounds. So probably Wednesday before the fight, we'll be headed up there.
No, for sure, man. Now, fight week, I mean, what do you normally do? Just recover, rest?
A lot of guys like to kind of like do their own thing. Me personally, I like to just be business as usual. I like to hit all the practices. I don't want to like go missing and be like, oh, it's okay, Jacob's just cutting at home. I think it's important that I stay connected with my coaches and my teammates all the way through. So probably Monday, Tuesday, even Wednesday morning, I'll just be at practice like normal. The contact will be low, to make sure we have no injuries. But I plan on getting the same amount of reps. Same time of work, same everything. I want it to be I show up Friday to fight and it's just my body thinks it's another day. I don't want to wind down, and get my motor low, and then
Right.
all of a sudden Friday I got to pick it back up. So fight week is just going to be another week for me, just maybe less contact, but I plan to hit all the practices like normal. Be doing my conditioning work, my swimming all the way through. I plan to be swimming day we leave, the day before weigh-in, still swimming my laps, to keep my mind in it, keep that motor running, and just keep like my body on a routine. Your body's a machine. I don't know if anyone ever has had an old truck. The second you park that old truck and you go to start it a
Get
week
that
later,
cold start,
2 weeks
man.
later, it's spitting out fumes and maybe it's hesitating. But you go start that truck every day, man, it's gonna last you. So I'm just gonna keep starting it every day.
Oh, yes,
That's the
sir.
game
And,
plan.
and being the owner of two old trucks, man, I know what you mean, man,
Yeah,
because they do
man.
get that cold start after a while. You got to crank it a couple of times,
Yeah.
and that's pretty interesting. You say that, man. I mean, I've never really thought about it. I mean, I know a lot of people do just, go to their room, rest,
Yeah.
try not to overthink the fight. Now, this fight coming up, like you said, man. I mean, hopefully after the win, getting the win for this fight, man. I mean, you're looking forward to Bellator,
Mhm.
maybe contacting you and getting you on the roster.
Correct. I mean, this is my second fight in a row with Bellator, and I'm not fighting give me fights. I'm fighting. My last fight was against a second-degree black belt ADCC finalist, Oklahoma State wrestler. I took it on pretty short notice, and I showed up ready to work. I came in a pound less than he did, and I didn't take me down once. I showed at least I belong in there. I had some mental errors I think that gave him the fight, but there was no you know,
No quit in you,
no
man.
quit. Can we cuss? We can cuss on
Yes,
that. There was
sir.
no bitch in my blood for that fight, man. There's not gonna be none for this, no matter who's in front of me. So we're gonna get this win and show the matchmakers that I need to be on, the regular roster. I need to be on, multi-fight contract. This is not a hobby anymore. I quit my job, with UPS.
To pursue this.
Job security. I quit. I mean, how many people get these opportunities in one year? And I owe it to myself, I owe it to my family to, finally get some payoff for what I've been doing these last nine plus years. So this is the time right now. This is my time. Man, my mental placement in where I'm at right now is on another level. I know where I'm going. I've accepted the defeats. My last guy beat me. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I caught a loss. It was my fault, and I've accepted it. I know who I am, where I'm going, and once I accepted that defeat, I think the game plan is now set to ride me out through the rest of my career. And this win's gonna just be step one in setting up the rest of that career.
No, yes, sir. And I mean, just the fact that you're doing this interview, bro. I mean, I've watched you train, and you just came back from training, and you're not winded. That says a lot, man. I mean,
Yeah.
definitely, like you said. I mean, doing this full time. I mean, obviously, sponsors out there. Anybody looking to sponsor you, contact you.
Man, I'm always looking for sponsors, man. Like I said, I quit my job to do this full time. Luckily, my girlfriend, we had a nice long talk, and she was very supportive of it. She even left her job to get a full time job, maybe more hours, so she could make sure our family's good. I get paid teaching privates. I teach on a regular basis, both at Ohana Academy on the weekends and at Ultimate Submission Academy. So the income is there, but the support of her and my parents and my team really allowed me and gave me the confidence to quit my job. And sponsors are a big part of it. Jet HP, they're a local, right outside San Antonio company. Their kids train with me, but they're also a supplier of like really industrial tools, industrial supplies. So anyone out there looking for tools, some heavy duty sockets, impact wrenches, stuff like that, look out for those guys. Jet HP. Um, they're probably my biggest sponsor right now. Sponsorships, man. I mean, the views are there for Bellator, man. You want to put your logo and get it seen, definitely contact me. You can reach me on Instagram, Jiu-Jitsu Jesus underscore in between every word, Jiu-Jitsu Jesus on Instagram. You can reach me on Facebook, just my name, Jacob Patrick Landin. I got a CBD sponsor, Cannabis. They're bringing a deliveries, a service, home delivery, same day CBD products here to San Antonio. They're really big on, keeping me well stocked up. And obviously, the Ohana coaching staff, I look at them as a sponsor. They don't ever take everything that they do is give. So I don't see how you can look at that as not a sponsorship and probably not the biggest sponsorship. So Ohana Academy, Professor Jason opened up his door to me when my last gym closed and welcomed me in, as well as all the coaching staff. So they're a big sponsor for me also. But yeah, reach out to me, man. You want to get on board the sponsorship? We have a little bit of time still. My last weigh-in video alone, probably 23,000 plus. The fight's in the millions of views. And, reach out. We can rise together. You can help me out. I can help you out. And, sponsorships go a long way. So get at me.
No, yes, sir. I do appreciate you, man, for your time, and best of luck on Bellator.
Thank you, my friend.
And we'll see you soon.
Awesome, man.
Bye-bye.